Welcome to the Unscripted podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Conrad, and this show is where we hear the real stories from real people changing the world. From everyday people to the top celebrities, all the conversations are real, raw, and always unscripted. Thank you for joining me today. Now let's get to today's guest. All right, everybody, welcome to Unscripted One-on-One. And I've been teasing this one now for I don't know, about a week or a couple weeks. I'm excited again. As I say always, I'm real excited for tonight's guest, coming to me from, I believe, California. So let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about you and where you're from, and then I'll brag on you a little bit.
Right on. Well, thank you for having me on, brother. I really appreciate it. Sorry we got things going a little bit late, but I'm CJ Volkmann. It's great to be on here. I'm excited. I love talking, so any chance I get to rap with somebody who's going to rap back with me, and I really love it. I have two cooking channels on YouTube. I have one called Cooking with CJ. That's my main channel. It's 33,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Hoping to be 50 by maybe mid next year, hopefully. And then everybody's going for that 100K, get that play button, so hopefully by next year I can close out the year with that. That would be awesome. That's a big goal of mine. And then I actually set up a barbecue channel for fun. It's called CJ's Q. And that one, with the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff, you kind of want to be niche down pretty well. As you found me through the Ninja Foodie, the Foodie Grill, all that stuff, my channel, it became my main channel, Cooking with CJ, became more niche to like the air fryer cooking, some holiday kind of cooking here and there, maybe some soul food cooking, whatever I can kind of get into. But for the most part, it's been just the Foodie Grill and other foodie ninja products. I happen to be a brand ambassador for them, so it's real easy for me to do that. But what I started that other channel for is because I love barbecue. Like, I smell like a campfire right now. I did some short ribs on my Weber, like I really enjoy that part. But I found that once I would do barbecue videos, they just wouldn't play as well on my channel. Not as much views. I mean, that's basically what you're kind of gauging. You want good views. And so I decided that I would start in February, and I started a barbecue channel. And it was more because I wanted to have fun. I like barbecuing. I'm out there every other week, with the kids, or you got a pool in the backyard. We're always barbecuing. So I figured, this would be a good chance for me to, I could film my, I have cameras, I got my cell phone, whatever. I could film and just put it up there, and I could use what I've learned, through YouTube University, growing up through this little, I've been doing it over 3 years now. Wow. I wanted to see if I could grow a channel just from all the stuff I learned, not going through the trial and error and ebbs and flows of, being a new channel, like actually putting to work with the knowledge I've gained over the, the last few years. Mm-hmm. And it's done really well, knock on wood, for a few months. It's, what is it? We're in December now. So 10 months, we're over 1,000 subscribers, 1,100 subscribers. I'm pushing to get that monetization, With YouTube, you need that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So, I got a little bit of ways to go on the watch hours, but, I'm going to take my own advice, because I did a video on Cooking with CJ about how to gain your watch hours, and it literally just boils down to going live. So I have my weekly show, The Hot Seat, on Cooking with CJ. So I've actually, I have a streaming service that lets me put it on. I do it on Facebook, Cooking with CJ on Facebook, my fan page. I do it on Cooking with CJ, my YouTube main page, where everybody pretty much goes. And then I was able to set it up on CJ's Q. And then, I'll just drive my regulars over there. I'm like, go over there and give me some watch time, And, so it's, steadily climbing in there. So hopefully by, February, within a year, I should be monetized in there. So,
wow.
It's all about the money,
Right.
It's all about those pennies and cents on the YouTube views. So
Incredible stuff. And so that leads me to, again, like I said, I'm going to brag on you a little bit. So to our story with my wife went down to Arkansas, and a friend of ours was a strength coach here in Ohio, just one of those guys that just knows how to cook. I mean, he really had a gift for cooking. Actually, he's from Louisiana, and so he's got that Cajun. He's got it, right. He knows what he's doing. He actually he bought a boat oar because he used to cook for his cul-de-sac, and he had this big kettle, and he would make is it etouffee? Am I saying that right?
Etouffee.
Etouffee. All right. So he would make stuff like that. He had a big boat oar that he would stir it with. I mean, he really knew what he was doing. So my wife goes down to visit his wife down in Arkansas since they moved, and she comes back and she's raving on this thing called a Ninja Foodie Grill. Well, I had a milestone birthday back in July, and I got my little $20, I swear to you, CJ, $20 Weber out in the backyard from Walmart. I mean, that's about my level of cooking.
Okay? No shame in that. No shame in that at all.
I mean, I'm burning everything. It's horrible. It's just bad. So I opened this gift for my birthday, and it's a Ninja Foodie Grill. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is my milestone birthday. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this thing. Well, let's fast forward, because since July 28th, I have now taken over cooking in the house. And not intentionally, it just kind of happened that way. And all of a sudden, my family thinks I'm like Guy Fieri or whatever his name is, and
that's right.
Just make everything right.
Yeah, I love it, dude.
And the reason why is because I go to YouTube and we'll talk about this with the Ninja Foodie, but I go to YouTube and I'm like, all right, how do I cook it, you name it? And this channel keeps coming up, and this guy named CJ keeps coming up, and his channel's fun, and he's lighthearted. I love the opening. The opening kills me. I could recite it right now if you want me to. I love your opening. That's how many videos I've seen. Nice. And you just break it down real simple for me, and you tell me how long, what temp, all that stuff, what ingredients. So now all of a sudden I got a cupboard full of spices and rubs and stuff I never had before.
This right here, all those spices up there is not even a tenth of what I have. If you open this door out here to our living room, like this is my oldest son's room that he went to college, so it became my studio.
That's right.
We're still in bed just in case he wants to sleep, but he's out of here. Yeah. So, but in the living room outside, you know how a lot of the newer houses have like the built-in nooks.
Yep.
Where you put your TVs and whatnot. Well, our TV is actually on this wall right here. It's a big screen or whatever, so it don't fit in that thing. So my wife had some hutch deal in there, and she's like, "Let's just take that out." We put some shelves in those barn doors, and that is my pantry. Like we got the pantry for the family, the food closet, like we like to call it, but that thing's my pantry. So all my spices, my 3 Ninja Foodie grills, my Ninja 8-quart, my Ninja blender. The Ninja air fryer oven, the flip up one. Don't get me started. Pans are on I got the new Ninja Never Stick pans. Yeah. I actually asked for those. I was like, you guys gotta send me I need to get off that grill sometimes, but I want to get on. I want to I know how to cook very well. I'm like, can I get back on the stove a little bit? So those are actually sitting on my son's bed right now. So.
Is that right?
It's horrible. I feel bad for the kid, but he ain't coming back anytime soon. He's in college. Hey. You don't want to hang out here. So
yeah.
Anyway,
well, it's awesome, man. That was our first connecting point. You and I've never spoken before today, besides email. And again, I'm honored that anybody comes on this show, but let alone that I would send an email to you. And I'm looking, and again, to brag on you a bit, you got, I don't know, you're sitting at 34,000 subscribers, I think, on your YouTube channel. As you said, you got another one going.
It's only 33.
All right. It'll be 34 by the time this airs, probably. Right. I mean, it's growing like crazy. You have somewhat of an empire out there. And my thought was when I emailed you was I have a feeling a whole lot of people, because I know people around me are tired of me bragging on the Ninja Foodie. I'm like, our oven's lonely. Our oven's real lonely, because ever since we got it, I think I use it every night. And again, thanks to your channel, we're cooking everything, man. And it's like my family's, we don't go out to dinner much anymore. It's like, that thing is amazing. And I've sung its praises forever, enough that a lot of people are buying it now. And then I also know that a lot of people are requesting it for Christmas. So
Oh, right.
the two places I see it is right now people are buying it because and it's had a price drop. So I think people are picking this thing up. And what I wanted to know, anybody listening to this or watching this on YouTube, this is the guy. This is the channel because correct me if I'm wrong. It came with a book. Matter of fact, I might even have it. Here it is right here. It's in my drawer. And it's still in the plastic because this cookbook was worthless. I love Ninja Foodie. Love their stuff. The book it comes with, no. Those times, those directions, man, they were bad. And I'm a guy that, we're guys. We don't follow directions anyway. But that cookbook, don't bother with it. Go to this guy's channel, and he's going to tell you everything you need to know.
I'm telling you, that's why I'm not a baker, because I can't follow directions, right? I'm a pinch of this, a smidge of that. I in my description of the videos, when I hit show more or whatever.
Yeah.
I do put the, as close to the measurements as I can, make it as an approximate, but I don't, the manual or the cookbook that comes with it, it errs for safety, right?
Yeah.
If someone undercooks something, they could be liable or, for whatever reason, right? So I tell you the USDA guideline temperatures.
Right.
So like, I know, I want my medium rare steak, 125, 130, right? Well, in the booklet, it's going to tell you something completely different, right?
Yeah.
Because especially with, meat, like beef, you can kind of get away with it if it's a little bit rare. But, chicken, pork, all that stuff, you don't want that rare. So from what I found, I haven't had a conversation about it, but they err the side of caution.
Yeah.
So that's why when I do my videos, I try not to give too much of a time. I cooked an internal, when I'm dealing with the protein, right?
Yeah.
So I will tell you, your internal for your chicken, pull it at 160. The carryover will get you 165, and that is your temperature for poultry USDA guidelines, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the Ninja Foodie booklet, it's like pull at 175, and you've already lost all the juices, right? It's dry. So that's kind of how I always do things, because I get tons and tons of comments and questions like, how long did it take? How long did it take? Well, I don't cook the time. I'll approximate it for you. Yeah. But it's best to work off temperature with proteins. If we're, I've come up with 90 some odd recipes for that thing. So, not all are proteins, I've made mac and cheese in it. Well, that I gave you some time on, know? So it's just one of those things. And I just fell into the Ninja Foodie thing. Like, I just started, I had my channel for about a year. My wife bought me a air fryer, and then, she really does. She's very ultimately supportive of my YouTube thing. And she bought me a Ninja Foodie, like the pressure cooker air fryer. She's like, this will probably do well on your channel. And I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want air fryers. I know how to cook, right? So I did a few videos with it, and actually Ninja, reached out about the grill. They saw I'd done some videos on the thing, and they said, we're coming out with an indoor grill. We'd like to send you one. And I had it a good 2 or 3 months before it went live, on the thing. And I figured, I'm going to get on the new hotness. I'm going to try this and see what happens. And I shot 12 videos before it went live on their infomercial, like August 1st or whatever it was. Once I saw that infomercial come out, it was like new video a day, drop. And then, they've reached out to me for some recipes and wanted me to be a part of, their all-star team and all that. And I was on one of their infomercials, which was kind of cool. I shot the video for the first infomercial at my house, and I didn't make the cut. I don't know why, whatever. I just, they had already finished most of their shots or whatever. So they came back for their second infomercial, and they said, well, we have your stuff, but we need you to reshoot saying this and sit this way or whatever. She's like, do you have the same outfit that you wear? Like, well, I purposely wear black shirts, more or less. Have like 8 of the same black shirt in the house.
Right.
And I'm a guy. I just find something that fits. It works.
Right.
But for my videos, I try to keep it for like continuity's sake. I have the same logo hat, or I don't know if you can see it. I have like a fedora hat that I use.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you've seen it.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, I've seen a ton of videos.
I love it, dude. You contribute to the watch time, baby.
That's right.
So I was like, all right, I can get it all kind of set up. I was sitting up, I was, talking to the camera, and then I realized I got a new tattoo.
Oh no!
In between, I have a few, quite a few tattoos on me, and I was like, honey, do you got some cover up? So I was straight makeuping my arm.
Oh wow!
Like just putting whatever. And then I kind of had to sit, where I wasn't, It was cool though. Someone like hit me up and say, dude, I just saw you on TV. I was like, all right. So I checked it out, and I was, dude, anybody that would come to the house, I recorded it, of course.
Yeah.
You watch this.
Yeah.
Every one of my kids, get in here and watch this.
That's right.
And then I cut little the snippets off of it and put it actually on my channel. I'm like, yes, that was me, because I had a couple people, reach out and be like, dude, it was like 4 a.m. I think I heard you on TV talking about steak. I'm like, yeah, that was me.
That's amazing, honestly, and that's why I love having people on, is because there's always more to the story than just the YouTube channel. To give you an idea, I currently sit at 30 subscribers, so not 30,000, not 30,000, 30, so 30. But hey, I've been doing this for about 2 months, 3 months. So you're a savant, and someday we'll have to talk offline about the whole YouTube thing, because I'm still learning. And honestly, it wasn't a driver for me. I just, when COVID hit and we were all stuck in the house, I'm like, everybody needs to challenge himself to do something, because if we sit around, we're going to go nuts. So I had the idea then. I actually didn't start it till about, like I say, 6-8 weeks ago. And we've been rolling pretty fast and furious pretty quick. But again, so to have guys like yourself on this little bitty idea that I had is really cool. And, the Ninja Foodie, and again, anybody listening, I'm telling you, just pause this, go search, find and subscribe to CJ's channel, because you're going to want that. You're going to want it a lot. And all of a sudden you're going to look like you actually know what you're doing in the kitchen. If you're a guy watching this, your family's going to think you're some kind of hero, because you can all of a sudden make stuff that tastes restaurant good. I mean, it's restaurant good. And I'm not that. I don't understand spices. When you said oxidation with potatoes, I have no idea what you're talking about, but you told me to do it, so I did. And again, stuff comes out, and the family's like, man, our menu has expanded dramatically. So I go to the grocery store, man. I'm actually going to the veggie aisle. I'm looking up different things. I'm heading to the meat department, and I'm picking up this, picking up that stuff we've never done before. It's an incredible product.
Right.
And I'm not here to sling Ninja Foodies, but maybe I'm here to sling Ninja Foodies too. I'm really here to introduce you with it. It's an incredible product. They make incredible products, and I'm telling you, that thing, we use it every day. I even watched, so last night I watched your video on how to clean the thing. Not that we haven't cleaned it since July, but just you have great stuff. And that's just one small segment, as you said, of a much larger, I don't want to call it an empire, but a much larger thing that you do. Let me ask you this, because I want to stay on it, but really quick, do you have a full-time job, or is your job internet?
No.
So this is a hobby.
Yeah, this is a hobby. This actually started, I said like 3 years ago. My son, in the time, we have 5 kids, right?
Wow.
One elementary, 11, 12, 2 14-year-olds, and a 19-year-old. All right. The 19-year-old was in high school at the time when I started. He was a junior, and he's in the film production club, whatever, at school. And I'm like, dude, let's put together film me cooking. I knew nothing about YouTube cooking or YouTube at all, really. And I was like, dude, let's just do this. We'll get you a portfolio. You direct me how you want to do it. We shot some B-roll stuff, driving to the store, whatever. And he helped me out for a few weeks, but he didn't have time for dad. He was high school junior doing a thing. And I started kind of getting a little happy with, like, I want to do this. Like, this is kind of fun. And it just wasn't jiving. I was like, you know what, bro, I'm going to take it on my own. I call my son, bro,
Absolutely.
I was like, I'll just, you got school. I did not want it to affect his school or whatever.
Right.
He's a student, I was not trying to bring him down or give him extra work or whatever. So I started doing it for a little bit, and then, you know, I went through some, you know, a rough patch where I was kind of meh about everything, you know, and I was like, this gave me a little creative juice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I had to learn how to edit. I had to learn how to light. I have 3 different lights right now just in the studio to talk to you,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I bring these outside and set them up. I changed all the cam lights to the daylight. So I had to learn that stuff. Microphones, like I have microphones for days in here.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's insane what's going on, you know, like just random microphones and
right.
3 different cameras. My cell phone is the best cell phone you can get because it has a great camera, right?
Right.
So it became kind of like one of those things where it helped me get creative. And then I started making a little cash on it. You know, I got monetized. I took over the hot seat show, my talk show on Thursday nights. And, you know, some things started happening. I was like, you know what? I got out of my rut. Life's good, whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to see how far I can take this.
Yeah.
I have plenty of buddies in the game that make plenty of money at this where they don't work anymore.
Wow.
They make enough money on YouTube or through various affiliates or whatnot where they don't have to work. And I never want that. All right. I don't want to not work. I work for a mortgage company. I'm a funding manager. I don't deal in sales or anything like that. I deal with like operations side, and it's a full-time gig for real.
Yeah.
But my wife's in the same industry. So my new goal is to make enough money where she doesn't have to work.
Nice.
Or at least work as hard, because we're both, you know, in the crazy industry, working tons of hours. And, you know, I'm like, so she can find something she'd be happy at, chillax, you know, pay the cars off, pay the bills off, you know, whatever. Right. So that's my new goal. You know, I don't ever want to quit. You know, I like having the corporate structure. You never know when YouTube will go bye-bye.
Right.
You know, I'm working on my website to hopefully be ready by the first of the year, where I want to be able to load stuff on there, put my recipes. I'm going to put together an e-cookbook, you know, all that stuff on there just in case YouTube, you know, goes bye-bye. It's like, again, they're doing you a favor by hosting your content.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I want to have all that kind of set up, but this is my hobby, my side hustle. You know, a lot of people, you hear people saying side hustle. Well, now it's starting to kind of start paying off a bit. And, you know, before it was a big goal just to pay for my groceries that I do in the videos, right?
Right.
Now it's paying, you know, paying for the good microphones, it's paying for the good cameras. You know, I could buy merch and sell it, you know, and keep it on hand. Like, it's starting to kind of become a real business. You know, I now call it my second job.
Right.
After this right now, it's 7:00. We'll probably talk till probably 8, you know, whatever. I will go out there and I have to film a video, right? Yep. I'm going to do salmon on the XL. I hate salmon. Like, I don't like at all. Like, I'm scared it's going to stink up my house, but that is literally the most requested video I get. When you do some salmon, when you do salmon, I'm like, so we were at Costco this weekend and my wife's like, well, you should finally get some salmon. I'm like, oh, I don't want to. Fine. So we got salmon. So I'm going to shoot that. And then after I shoot that, I'm going to edit till probably about midnight. O'clock or so. I'll have it ready to drop at 6:15 in the morning tomorrow morning. And then, you know, probably Wednesday night, I'll do the same thing. You know, I'll start shooting about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then, you know, have it ready to go for Thursday morning. Because I've through a lot of trial and error, my video dropping times are Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning, and those seem to do the best. Wow. You know, I've released it on every single day, different times during the day, and I've just found that those seem to do the best. So a lot of trial and error right there, bud.
Well, the struggle's real. I mean, the struggle's real. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. As you said, I've got 2 lights on. I've got a webcam that those were impossible to find thanks to the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I agree. I had the same problem at work. Everybody went remote. And then
can't find a webcam anywhere.
Trying to order cameras for my whole team. I have like 35 employees.
Right.
Some of them had them on their laptop, you know, because they use the laptop of the dock and, you know, the screens. But some of them just had their regular desktops, and we had to order cameras, and it was just like a luck of a draw. Like, you know, one week we can get you one, and, you know, maybe a month later we can't. You know, so.
Crazy. Well, people that have watched the show evolve. So anybody that's watched it long enough now, over 50 episodes. I think this is episode 51, which so you just missed being the big 50th. But they've watched my background change, and so now this is new. Actually, today is the launch of the new background with paneling and the poster, and the bookshelf moved over a little bit because there was some gap in there. And originally the bookshelf had a bunch of my trinkets on it and some of my memories. This used to be my memory bookshelf. Now I moved my books up so it looks like a bookshelf. But anybody that's followed this show from day one till today will tell you like it's that evolution you're talking about. A little bit nicer microphone, the webcam hopefully looks a little better, the background's a little better, the lighting, I mean, it's incredible. I think anybody that's been, and I can't even say that I'm some kind of expert because I'm still learning, as you said. Every week we learn as we go, and as you said, I work a full-time job too, so this is my side hustle. But I love what you said there, because I think that's the truth, and I've told people that any feedback I've gotten is, I've replied to them, and I mean it genuinely, man. This has been life-giving to me. I think, man, COVID, just 2020 in general, it just brings you down. And there's, as guys, we kind of, you just got to find something you can be passionate about. And this has become that for me. And so I don't mind hopping on, because I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, man. I don't mind. I'll do one at 11 o'clock if it means I get to sit down with you and have a conversation like we're having right now, man. That's so good. And like, I don't care if I have 30 followers. I really don't. I don't care if I have 30,000. Because at the end of the day, man, you and I got to sit down and I got to tell the guy that I watch all the videos for the thing I cook on, that first of all, thank you. You've made me some kind of hero. That's and awesome. Two, I just appreciate what you do. This is awesome for me. I hope it turns into something. I just opened my own merch store last week, and
that's awesome.
Right? I mean, it's kind of fun. All of a sudden I have my own little business that's just this little side. I'm not making a ton of money on it.
When I got this hat sent to me, man, I mean, not this specific one, but my first hat that came, dude, it got allergies, man. I teared up a little bit. I was like, dude, this is some real stuff, I have a Teespring store. Like, it's pretty freaking cool, man. It's amazing what you can do with it. Yeah. And you're right. In this day and age, and especially the COVID and 2020 has been a kick to the balls. I mean, right. I mean, not not to get too descriptive, but it really has, man. I feel defeated quite a bit sometimes just because of all the bad stuff that has happened this year. But what's good is I got to wake up this morning, and then I had a job to go to, even though I'm very frustrated with it, and it's a challenge. And then I got to make a great dinner tonight for my kids and my family. Got to sit some time, and once I got online, I was able to sit and chat with you.
Oh, good.
So it's there are some defeating times for sure, but if you take a step back and think about what you have. You have the opportunity to buy that microphone in front of you, to set up the background. This Uncle Steve Shake behind me is I have a show sponsor. Like, he pays me to be on. Like, that's huge, right? I mean, it's there are a lot of good things going on, and it's tough. A lot of people want to focus on the bad, and trust me, I'm not like this motivational speaker guy, but people focus on the bad because it's easy.
Yeah.
I look at I have a son, my middle son, he's a teenager, right? So, he's a jerk already. He's going through his stuff. He frowns all the time. Like, even when he's smiling, he's frowning. And, I like a joker in front of him or whatever. And I'm like, it takes more muscles to frown. I can hear my grandfather telling me that it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Yeah. And I'm telling you, like, besides the poor people that have lost this battle, we are doing all right. So if we have to stick around indoors or, wear that gosh darn mask, which I hate, why I hate it? Because it ruins my beard.
Yeah, you got a great beard, man.
I have to put it right, I cover it right on my nose and I look like a fool. But if I put that thing underneath my beard, it, it goes all, wacky and stuff like that. So it sucks. It does. But you know what? you're alive to be able to wear that mask right now. And, freaking dude, life is good. If you think about it, you're breathing, you woke up this morning, could be a lot worse.
Yeah. Well, I hope I think we're probably going to exchange numbers at some point. Maybe it's over email or maybe we'll stick around after I click stop on this record. Cause I feel like that, that meme with Spider-Man where there's two of them pointing at each other. Cause I honestly feel like that's honestly what's going on. Although you have quite a few more, not that I have that many followers or anything, but honestly, I'm right in line with everything you're talking about. Anybody that's never tried this venture of let me make YouTube videos, let me do a podcast, let me start a channel, let me record my video. I hate being on camera, man. People that know me well know I hate getting my picture taken and I hate being on video, but here I'm doing it because you know what, at the end of the day I get to talk to you,
right?
And I get response and I get feedback that people are enjoying this. And man, if we're in the middle of a pandemic and everything else is terrible, if I can bring a little bit of inspiration or hope or joy or fun to people by listening and watching this, man, that's very cool. So
it's sure it should bring you nothing but joy, man. Seriously. And I honestly, we will keep in touch, man. You'll get my number, I'll get your number, and like I said, I want you on my show.
That's awesome.
People need an outlet.
Right.
People need to hear something good. People need to hear just even a BS conversation between two dudes. It's interesting, right?
About a grill,
about a freaking air fryer, right? I mean,
but it's a dang good one, man. So all right, so let's go to that because you do have, and I want to honor your sponsors because again, that's the same thing. I think anyone doing this. That's what I'm starting to look at is, again, I'm not trying to retire from my job or quit my job because we all need that income. But you know what, again, this is a good chance to bring some joy back into your life, to get excited about something. I have a business degree, I have so I spend a lot of my days as yourself. I'm in operations. So for me to kind of go out on the side and not have any of that, I've worked for a Fortune 500 company. I've worked for all that stuff to just be able to say, you know what? I don't like the color of that shirt. I want to make that shirt Carolina blue because I'm a Carolina blue fan. I can make that decision and who cares? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just to be able to have this freedom, whether I'm making a dime or not, doesn't matter. It's fun. And so it's almost like it's almost like a college project, or something fun on the side. So, you and I understand that because this is what we're both in right now.
Right.
But at the same time, you start to do that and you go, well, wait a minute, there's like some opportunity here because I'm gaining an audience. I'm meeting new people that are amazing. Let me throw out a t-shirt, or let me talk to this company right here. Let me, or somebody reply. And that's what, for me, I've told a lot of people right now, this thing has been a kite in a hurricane, man. I'm just holding on. Because it's been wild what's developed, and you've probably seen that as well for yourself. I mean, a guy from Ohio is sending you an email saying, "Hey, come on this podcast with me," right? So as that has developed, you go, well, maybe I can get a sponsor here. Or, this company approaches you about doing something. And you're like, wow, this is amazing. What's happening to me right now? So tell me all about. You have a lot of people I want to honor in the blog posts when we do it, and anybody listening to this, you have some people that have come alongside of you. You said Ninja is one already.
Right.
What are all the other people that just kind of came alongside of what you're doing?
Right. Well, when you're a small creator, there's levels of free crap, right? I mean, it's someone sent me a knife my first year. I was like, oh my God, I got a free knife. This is awesome. Right. Honey, I can get some free stuff, right? Yeah. And then, spices and the rubs are the biggest thing that everybody wants to send out, barbecue seasonings, rubs, whatever. But, then the bigger companies, start calling a little bit, you get a following, you get some presence, you get a social media, influencer is the term, that people are using. I got the chance to work with, Shark Ninja. So Shark is like the home, like the vacuums, whatnot, and Ninja is the food stuff, right? So, they reached out to me and got me the foodie grill like we talked about, and then when they're getting ready to launch the XL, I said, you know what, I'm in. I want to be a part of it, but I need a bigger role or piece or something, right? I figure I sell quite a bit of their product, right?
No doubt.
Right.
No
And I
doubt.
can show it because I have like Amazon affiliate links, right?
Yep.
So every good YouTuber that has, you know, like a show, like I'm using this cookware or I use this knife or whatever. If you're not an affiliate with that particular company, you set up an affiliate link on Amazon.
Right.
And that way you get your 4 or 5 pennies from that, right? So I've sold plenty of Ninja Foodie Grills that way. I'm like, why don't you set up your, or set me up with your affiliate program so I could actually be a true member of what you guys do. You know, I've been in their infomercials. I've sent them recipes that are in their cookbooks, you know, and they've given me the credit and all that, but I'm like, I want a bigger part of it. So that's when we, you know, made me the affiliate. So now when I say, you know, like all the Cyber Week stuff or the Black Friday stuff, I was able to put that on my social media and drive people through my link, right? So, you know, Shark Ninja's been, you know, a great partner to work with. It's really cool. I hope to someday get a bigger, be brought into more stuff with them, you know, a bigger role with them, I guess is the right word. And then Doll Strong Knives. I actually, someone was actually on my show. And as a thank you, they sent me and my co-host a Doll Strong knife, a shadow black knife.
Wow.
And, you know, I like any good influencer, when I freaking cut something up and put it on, you know, Instagram, I tag whatever company's involved, right?
Right.
And through that, I was reached out to by Doll Strong, by their influencer program, and they made me an affiliate. They sent me out some knives, you know, gave me coupon codes to save. With them, it's like 10%. So I, you know, get a little piece of that. And, you know, they've been great. You know, if I want to do a giveaway on my channel, or, you know, I have like 4 different Facebook groups that I run for, you know, the Foodie Grill, for the Foodie Air Fryer, just one for CJ, you know, alone. Another one of my affiliates for barbecues is Louisiana Grills. So I'm part of Team Louisiana Grills. They sent me out a grill. I'm one of their affiliates, again, link, you know, all that stuff. So it's kind of the same thing. It's all about kind of branding yourself to these people, but you never know if you're tagging somebody. Like I have a cutting board sponsor, right? Haley Home. They send, you know, they do the custom cutting boards, and so I had them put Cooking with CJ label. You know, they laser cut it, etch it in. I don't know, etch it is the right word.
Yeah.
They etch it in, right? Carve it in. And then they did the CJ's Q on one. So I have a big cutting board that I use in all my thumbnails, all my pictures. I actually use it to cut things. And, you know, those are personalized. And they gave me a link to that has, you know, a coupon code for me that saves you like 15%. And it's just about driving people to them, using your influence to drive people to those products. So, you know, Uncle Steve is a sponsor of my talk show. Uncle Steve Shake, dude, that boy did it right. If you need a model of how to get your name out there using YouTube one way or another, that's the boy you need to follow. I met him in Texas. He's obviously based out of Texas. I met him in Texas when I was out there, you know, meeting other YouTubers and stuff like that. And he just decided, you know what, I'm gonna, I don't know, set aside a certain amount of money to get my rubs together. He sent it out to a myriad of YouTubers.
Wow.
Now, luckily, it's good stuff. I mean, like, if it sucks, it's not going on anything. And that's what you're saying about the Foodie Grill. It's a good quality item. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it on my channel, right? Because people can detect BS, right? You know, you can tell if I don't like something. If I make something and I don't like it, you can tell. It's like, oh yeah, it's good, whatever, right? So you can tell if I'm not behind something. I'm not gonna put it on my channel, right? So the same thing, you know, this guy, he got it out there, and boy, he just took over. And you know, if you watch a bunch of YouTube barbecue channels or whatever, he will be on there. And he's not even like a barbecue seasoning. He's like, put my stuff on popcorn. Like, he's all about that stuff. So great dude, single dad, 3 daughters, lives all, he takes care of all of them.
Wow.
Just a sweetheart. His kids are so sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm big on supporting small businesses too.
Absolutely.
I've worked with, I don't know, you can see it over my left shoulder there. It's Caribbean up at the top. He's one guy I reached out to, Kurt from Caribbean. He's a bigger influencer of barbecue spices and rubs. And I noticed he had a YouTube channel. And so I reached out to that cat. I was like, your YouTube channel sucks, man. I don't know why.
Don't look at mine.
He didn't do any kind of thumbnails. He didn't do any kind of titles, nothing. And I reached out to him, and I don't know why I was drawn to that cat. I really don't. I mean, he's from Florida. He's a big guy like me. We're ebony and ivory. So he's a big dude. Yeah. And I reached out to him. Like I said, I don't know what draw me to him, but I was like, dude, let me help you out, man. Just let me clean it up for you, man. And he's like, what do you want? I'm like, dude, there's nothing nefarious going on, man. Like, you look like you need some help, man. And you're a small business, and I figured that could help you. Yeah. And so it became, he still doesn't quite trust me.
Yeah.
What's your angle? I'm like, dude, I don't want nothing for free. Yeah. If something works out financially down the road, that's fine. But it's just, I wanted to help a small business. I was like, dude, you need help, right? So we've picked this YouTube channel. He's quadrupled subscribers since
That's
October.
Awesome.
But it allowed me to use what I've learned,
right?
Through trial and error, and through there is, a slang term of YouTube University. There are plenty of YouTube channels that teach you how to make YouTube channels.
Right.
So I was able to help him out. He had a video go viral that I didn't even touch. And all of a sudden he started kind of growing. All the videos I cleaned up 2 years worth of videos, put new thumbnails, put new titles, descriptions, awesome. SEO tags, all the stuff that you're supposed to do.
Right.
And I don't want nothing for it. I just wanted to help.
Yeah.
And word got out to a couple other people, and they're like, hey, can you help my channel too?
Now you got a whole nother side hustle, right?
Yeah. Third job. Except my wife was like, don't you take on another.
That's right. That's where you get the kids involved. That's where you got to train them up and say, all right, I need you to run this little company for me. Now you got an empire.
We'll get the empire. I like it. Well, that's the other thing too, is if I can get my wife to, stop working this hard.
That's awesome.
She could help me with the biz.
Yep.
My son is in film school right now at Cal State Fullerton. And I told him, I'm like, hopefully by the time you graduate, which is in 2 or 3 years, I could afford you to, put you on payroll.
Yep.
Like pay for it. He's already on my insurance, so I don't need to provide insurance for him. So I'm like, I'm like, dude, I want to pay you. I will pay you well. Just to, a lot of the big YouTubers you see out there, even in the cooking community, once they hit a certain point, they make enough money where they could bring in staff.
Yep.
I know I have a buddy that has a personal assistant that handles all the social media.
Right.
Because it is all consuming.
Yeah.
If you ask my wife, my face is never off my phone.
Right.
Because I'm answering. I try to answer all my comments.
Yeah.
If someone, I put a picture up. People comment on the picture on Instagram. Try to answer that. Keep that engagement. Keep being in front of people.
Yep.
It is a full-time job for sure, man.
Right. But you said something there that's pretty that I think is important, and that is we talked about this having a full-time job, our real job.
Right.
In all respect to both of our employers, our real job gives us the freedom with this thing that we're doing, whether we want to call it a job or not. I know it feels like another job for us, but
right.
It gives us the freedom. Because you have a full-time job, you can reach out to a guy like the guy you just talked about and say, hey, let me help you out. Or you know what I'm saying? I think that gives you that freedom. Now, if YouTube was your, ride or die, man, you probably can't afford to do that because you're like, man, I got to do another video. I got to do another edit. I got to do this. I got to do social.
Or you charge for it.
You charge. Right. So now that guy's concerns are real. when you say, hey,
Like,
let me
what am I
help you
trying
out,
to get
you
at?
say, what's your
Right.
bottom line? Send me an invoice. You have a full-time job that allows you to say, you know what, man, I'm not getting any, because you and I both know it, being in operations and probably doing a lot of other things. It sounds like we're very similar. We
Right.
understand, man, the money will follow. If
Yeah.
this is what it's supposed to be, and it, you know, it's not why I started. I didn't start this to make a bunch
No,
of
not at
money.
all.
I started this to meet people like yourself.
Right.
But if I can help somebody out, man, that's cool. You know, this was nothing for me before, and we've already kind of covered that. But at the same time, I think it is important for people to hear. Don't leave your day job. If my son wanted to
No.
start something, if my daughters wanted to start something, I'd say, hey, don't quit your day job. One of the best lessons my dad ever taught me that, and there's no such thing as a free lunch. Two
Right.
best lessons my dad ever taught me, right? You know, don't quit your day job, because that day job is going to be real important. And there may be a day where you are forced to leave your day job, whether it's a riff or in COVID, or we've seen that in 2020. It's a good idea to have another thing on the back burner that you can say, well, let me get this, because this may help us get through this time. You know, so I think both those go hand in hand for anybody listening to this from a YouTube perspective. And we're going a lot of different directions, which I appreciate, because I think this will help a lot of people listening. The cooking aspect is a huge one.
Right.
So, and not to circle back to that, but I do want people to know this guy really knows what he's talking about. I mean, I have followed what you've put out. I've made some incredible stuff, and I am clueless in the kitchen. I mean that. Like, I couldn't tell you the difference of any kind of steak. I don't know about red potatoes, baked potato. I didn't even know what cilantro was 2 months ago. But cilantro is amazing, by the way.
That's
It's
awesome,
amazing.
bro.
It's the greatest thing ever. I love the smell of it. A little cilantro and lime. I mean, amazing. Again, so we could do a whole probably show on cooking, but where did that start for you? Where did you learn how to cook?
Well, growing up, it was, my parents split when we were kids, and I lived with my mom through, I started out living with my dad for a while. And then once I got to junior high, I was like, I need to live with mom. Dad was kind of a rolling stone, so I moved around quite a bit, and I knew I wanted to, play football in high school. I wanted a stable, whatever. So I moved in with mom, and it was just me and her. I have other brothers, but we have different moms, right? So I'm still close to my dad to this day. My mom actually passed, 9 years ago or so, and really, really tight with her. But anyway, going back, I had to learn how to do things. Right. My mom worked a full-time gig. She was gone before I woke up, and she didn't get home until after I was home from school and stuff. And she's like, you got to learn how to do laundry. You got to learn how to sew a button on. And I'm going to teach you how to cook so you don't starve. I learned the basics. Yeah. And the thing is, I couldn't go back. I couldn't tell you one good thing my mom made. Like, there's no dish that mom was like, oh, this is my mom made the best blank.
Whatever. Right.
Right. It was very simple meals. Teriyaki chicken and vegetables kind of stick in my mind as something she made quite a bit because it was relatively inexpensive. And, I just kind of dug it. Right. And then I moved out with my buddy, when it was time to move out. And we got stuck watching Food Network when it was brand new, right? Emeril Lagasse and
absolutely. Right.
And we just started cooking. We started doing our thing and cooked. And, I've always kind of stuck with that. I love cooking, right? It's a stress release for me. And I kind of go with the mantra that I'm not afraid to fail. Right. Like, if a dish doesn't work or dinner gets burned or whatever, Pizza Hut's always, a phone call away. Right. So I'm not afraid to fail. And that's the biggest thing. Cooking, I used to like to say that if you can read, you can make something, right? If you can read instructions, you can make something.
Right.
Well, that's true and kind of untrue. You got to have some kind of finesse. You got to have some kind of savvy with it. But for the most part, if you can read, you can put something together. Luckily, the invention of the interweb and even all that's make it a lot easier to learn that stuff. But I just felt like I had some knowledge to share. I have trained like a chef for a lot of years, but I never got formal training. I've spent plenty of time trying to learn how to cut things and what goes good together. And and I do it with a very kind of a plain palate for myself. I don't know if you ever hear in my videos, I don't like condiments. I don't eat mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, any of that stuff. I don't like putting mustard in any kind of beurre blanc sauces or anything like that. Like I do things that are pretty natural and plain and but have tons of flavor. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like spice, but I don't like spicy. Like I want to, I don't mind a little heat, but it's got to taste good.
Yeah.
Like you put too much peppers in something, you're burning both ends of the candle, so to speak. It's not enjoyable, right? So it's it's the nicest way to put it. You know what I'm saying?
there was a delay there.
Yeah, I knew it took a second. I was watching your face. I was like, wait for it. All right, there you go.
I've never heard that before in that context.
Well, I mean,
you're gonna need to
if
give
you
me
think about it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It works. The analogy's clear. So anyway, it's one of those things
because I'm still laughing so hard.
It's all right, man.
No, go ahead.
Can you imagine if we had a couple of drinks in us right now? You'd be on the floor.
That was fantastic. I'm so sorry. I completely ruined where you were going, but it took the delay between. It was a East Coast West Coast thing. It took me like a time zone to get it, but that was fantastic.
I was watching you. I was like, wait for it. There you go.
All right, so spice.
So spicy is only good if it tastes good, right?
Right.
So, it's just one of those things, man. You learn and I was never a huge barbecuer guy. When I moved out with my buddies when we were young, we had the $20 Weber or whatever from Sears.
Yep.
I used to burn everything, and then growing, as I got older and married and all that stuff, I had a gas grill, which I thought was barbecue, and then it's not. Yeah. And then I got into this YouTube game, and a lot of the supporters I have are barbecue channels, and a lot of my good YouTube friends are all barbecue, and I decided I wanted to learn. So my wife got a Weber kettle for me, and that was the first real kind of barbecue I had, and I learned. I took the time. I don't want to be bad at something. The guy that I took over the hot seat for, another YouTube channel, Hobo Nickel Barbecue, just kind of an ass, but he's a great guy. He's just kind of an ass. He's an ass because he tells you what he thinks, right? And it hurts your feelings sometimes to hear, but he tells you what you want to hear, and or what you don't want to hear, but it makes sense, right? He said, at some point you're going to get big enough. And he wasn't necessarily directing it at me, but just as an overall in the group or whatever. And he's like, people are going to come to you, learn how to do something, and you're not going to want to teach them the wrong way.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right. So I decided that I was going to do the right way. So I learned how to do things. And then I had my wife get me the cheapest offset smoker, which you could find was like $89 or whatever, right? And that's offset means that the wood box is on the right side or left side, and then the pit, is right in the middle. You cook and the smoke draws through a chimney. I want to learn how to do that. And then I got the pellet smoker, and then I got a pit barrel cooker, like a barrel cooker. All these things I wanted to learn how to do so I don't look like a fool to somebody on, potentially billions of people, right?
Right.
So I decided I wanted to learn, and I did, so I feel comfortable in any kind of barbecue right now. I have no problem with that at all. I tried to take some of the principles I learned from barbecue and put it on that foodie grill. I have a whole playlist devoted to barbecue on the Ninja Foodie Grill, which is, kind of taking the same principles of heating and, slow cooking or fast cooking and high heats or whatever. Yeah. And providing, putting barbecue sauce and, making it a barbecue meal.
Yeah.
So it's, I just wanted to learn how to do it right. So like, I know how to cook, I feel like I can teach anybody that, even though my first videos are kind of cringy because, they're your first videos. I think my 7th video that I did 3 years ago is still one of my highest producing videos.
Yep.
Like most views.
Yep.
It's a ribeye steak in a cast iron pan, and It's awesome that it does well, but I go back and look at that. And it's cringy, man. It's like bad lighting.
Yeah.
We hadn't redone our cabinets in the kitchen yet. None of that stuff. So it's pretty funny how that goes. And another thing that guy told me, I did smash burgers on a Blackstone. Right?
So good.
Those are best, right?
Yep.
Well, I didn't smash the dang burger. I pressed them down. With a smash burger, you're smashing it all the way down. You're dragging it out, right? It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And the guy called me up. He's like, dude, that's not a smash burger. And he called me out.
Pressed burger.
It's a pressed burger. You made a hamburger. You didn't make a smash burger. I was like, oh, you're right. Yeah. So I made sure that, you know what? I put a video out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I left the video up, man. A view's a view. But I decided that I was going to do it the right way from that point on. Like, not a way I think it should be done, or, you know, I guess it's this way. You know, if I'm demonstrating something that I want you guys to know that this is the right way of doing things, or at least, you know, the right direction to do things. You know, there's always tangents, ways of doing stuff, but you know, you put your own spin on things. But for the teaching aspect of it, it's, you know, this is kind of the straight and narrow. If you go one way or the other, you probably still end up with a good dish.
Yeah. But, well, I think that's something I've learned, and I've mentioned this on multiple podcasts, because I had a blog, and people have heard this story, so anybody's probably going to fast forward right now. But I had a blog that for, you know, and I did it for a few years. And again, it was to me, that was what we talked about earlier. That was that life-giving thing to me. I got free books. I got to review books. I got products. Right now I got a nativity set out on my front lawn that some company, I think in California, or somewhere, maybe in Florida, a boat company that, you know, when their season when the weather changed, they decided to make, and I wish I could honor them right now with the name of the company, but if you search for outdoor nativity set, you'll find it. They took the product that they made their boats and their surfboards and stuff with, and turned it into an outdoor thing. Outdoor nativity set is, I think, the name .com or something like that. But anyway, they sent me one. Like, it was like $100 or $200 value. And to your point earlier, you're starting to get stuff in the mail. Anyway, so I had a blog and I just did reviews, and it was cool and it was fun. And what I found was, and I've mentioned this multiple times, what I found was the thing I worked the hardest on, the post that I wrote that I thought for sure was going to just nail it. Like, this is the one that's going to set me. I'm going to be writing books on the New York Times list. I mean, thing got like 3 likes, you know what I mean? And then one day on a random Friday, you're like, oh man, it's been a while. I got to throw something up there. Let me do this. I had one go viral one time. It got 4 million hits. Oh, you know, right. And it was literally with zero concept. To your point earlier about the lighting being bad and all that stuff. And a friend of mine told me, I told him, I'm like, man, I gotta get a studio. Like, I got, you know, I'm running 1,000,000 miles an hour. And the guy's like, dude, you know what? Don't. He was like, I'm telling you, what people appreciate is the rawness, the bad lighting. That, you know, I mean, now that's not true for the Kardashians. Okay, they can't be the Kardashians.
Yeah, you don't want to see them in bad light.
No, right?
There's a reason why they have someone walking around with a flashlight the whole time. They need their good lights.
Right, but I'm not even close to being. No. I can't even spell Kardashian. So but at the same time, I think there's people that, like you and I, that go on YouTube, and I just want to watch a regular guy. As long as you said, I learned how to do my brakes on YouTube. I never changed brakes and rotors before in my life, but now I can do it, you know, not in my sleep, but I can do it pretty well. And I learned on YouTube, and I couldn't even tell you the guy's name or how the lighting was in the garage he did it on. I just know he showed me how to do it. He showed me how to do it right. I think so. There's tiers, I think, to the YouTube market, and I think I'd rather watch a guy that's not made up like the Kardashians. I'd rather watch somebody that's just a guy just like me that, you know, just that has a skill that I haven't learned. And thank God for YouTube. So, man, this has been awesome. I think you and I could probably talk all night. But I'm so thankful that, again, you said yes to come on here and sit down with a guy with a real little podcast. But again, I want everybody to hear. And so there's a lot of links for you. Just quickly, what's the short list of links? And then anybody else, go to my website. I'll have every link on there, because I want to make sure we attach to your affiliates. So as you said, there's credits that you get. And if you haven't bought a Ninja Foodie yet, you got to get one for Christmas. I mean, it's the best gift you can give your family. I truly believe that. And I'm not a I have no affiliation with Ninja whatsoever outside. I love my Ninja Footy. So
well, it's true.
What's all the links?
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as affiliate links go, I'll just have to send them to you because, it's extra, whatever.
Right. They're long.
Cooking with CJ on YouTube. It's, 3 words, cooking with CJ. And then CJ's Q, so it's CJ capital S QUE. Those are my 2 YouTube channels. Instagram is _cooking with CJ. Because someone has Cooking with CJ out there without the underscore. And then CJ's Q, all one word on Instagram. See your Facebook is Cooking with CJ, is a fan page. What else? Twitter is Cooking with CJ _. Man, I got a Pinterest, but I don't know what that is. I just put stuff on there. If it's a social media, I'm pretty close to being on it.
Yeah.
I've actually thought about going on to Twitch. And doing some live cooks on there.
Yeah, that guy Ninja made a ton of money, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. I watch a lot of poker on YouTube, poker vlogs and stuff like that, and then they'll do their live poker sessions, playing on the internet or whatever on Twitch. And I've thought about doing it. I've done a few live cooks on Cooking with CJ, and it's a challenge to cook live. By the way, it's tough, man. To have everything kind of set up and. It's a tough one, but the Ninja Foodie Grill, the Ninja Foodie, all the stuff that comes from Ninja, it's not, obviously I'm part of that team, so it's easy for me to sit back and say, yeah, it's the best ever. But, it's a product that does what it says it's going to do. It don't overhype anything, everything that it says it can do, you can do it. I've proved it, right? I've done it on my channel.
Yep.
I've demonstrated it. It's not smoke and mirrors. I'm not that great at editing.
Yeah.
It's you're gonna see the end products. And I've actually put a couple fails on my channel for cooking. Sometimes I try to do a deep dish pizza in that Foodie Grill, and I should have cooked the sausage first. Instead, I put it in raw, and in order to cook the sausage long enough, I burnt the pizza crust.
I think I remember watching that one.
Yeah. So it was a fail, but
you learned.
I called Pizza Hut, it's like we were done. One phone call away. So it's awesome you to do this for me, man. I'm so excited that you have me on here. I could seriously sit here all night long. I notice on my show when people ask how long it takes or whatever, I always say, I try to go an hour, but usually I'm cutting it off at 2 hours. Because you just get chatting, rapping, the questions come in, whatever. And it's tough to finish it up. And I can see here, we both seem to have the gift of gab, and we can sit here and hammer it out all night.
Right.
So, again, I want to, formally invite you to my channel on my show. I'm booked until February now, but we'll get you on the schedule. And, I would love to continue this conversation.
Absolutely.
Another time to come back on your show, and we can just hammer out the details, help you out with your YouTube. If you need help with YouTube, I'm in for you. Whatever you need. It's a good time, and I'm always, like I said, I don't want to say I'm always available. That's a hard way of putting it, but I do get back to people that reach out to me
very quickly.
May not be right away or whatever, but my email address is on my channel. Like, you can reach out if you have a question, you have thoughts, concerns. I'm there for you. And if I can't help you, I'll straight up tell you. Yeah, I can help you. But if I got an idea that'll help you out, I'll give it to you. It's as simple as that.
Well, you're my guy, man. I mean that. You as you said, again, everything you've said, I can absolutely back up. Again, even without all the affiliate links that I now, I've never tried the rubs, but I'm sure we'll connect on some of those because my rubs.
Well, I'll send you some. I got. Just give me your address. I got so many.
Well, and I'll send you some merch on my as well. So we'll do a swap. We'll do a
hat, and I'll rock it on
rub swap.
Gear
and rub swap is what I try.
Oh yeah, gear and rub swap. Dude, that sounds horrible too. But dude, see, burning the candle at both ends. You just getting the mind in the gutter, man. So
it's fantastic.
Actually, Uncle Steve is funny. He sent just today. Actually, he sent me a big old box of a bunch of his rubs. He's like, just give them out to people for Christmas and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
awesome.
I'm like, bro, you've already sent me a big box that I give out. So anytime like someone buys a hat or something like that, I'll throw his stuff in there. I'll throw a couple stickers in or whatever.
That's awesome.
You know, he was ultimately very smart with it, and he's very happy about, you know, what he did, and it worked out very well for him. And it's a great product too. So it's not hard for me to get behind it.
Well,
But
I'll do the same. I'll do the same. I mean,
yeah.
you know, again, I'm not trying to steal any, or not, you know, absolutely don't mean that, but you know, that's what this channel is for, man. That's what I'm here for, is honestly to provide platform, whoever that might be. And so, all right, let me ask you 2 rapid fire questions. The first one is, because here's what I've found with the Ninja Foodie. My only complaint is I got a family of 5, and as much like yourself, I have my oldest is off at college, but he is home now, and so normally it's just me, my wife, and the 2 girls. My son's usually off at college, but he is home now. So when I'm cooking, my only gripe is, and maybe I need more than one would fix this issue, and I know that's the easy answer, but you know, for a family of 4, I can throw 4 burgers on there, perfect, done, no big deal. Most everything I make, I can throw it on at one time, but then you got, if you're going to air fry the fries, or if you're going to, man, the baked potato in the Ninja Foodie is amazing.
Money.
It's just incredible. So, but again, that's 40 minutes. According, you know, haven't watched your videos, you're looking at 35, 40 minutes, especially depending on the size of the potato. So now I take that out, and I throw my steaks on, and you're probably looking at 10, you know, depending on, you know, what you got, you're looking at 9 to 12, 15 minutes maybe. Well, now my potatoes aren't hot anymore. And then God forbid, I want to grill up some veggies to go with that too. So it's stages, right? And I know the easy answer is you need more, but you did mention the XL. That's the newest one. I think why we're seeing the price drop on the Ninja Foodie grill is because I think they've got this new one. What's that? How is that for anybody that, like myself, that already has a Ninja Foodie grill? What's the XL? Is there more space? Is it better, worse? What's the difference?
Well, here's what I'm saying. What I tell everybody, because I get that question all the time, and actually it's what's driving some videos coming up is, you know, kind of comparison videos. But if you're a griller, if you're just going to grill, then get the XL. Like, it does great, you know. If you're going to do other features, you know, the air fryer features and all that stuff, then stick with the original. It's not as not as deep as the original.
Right, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty shallow.
Yeah.
So that's what I say to that. As far as for a big family, man, in all honesty, if you can get 2 originals, man, just roll with it. Do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you use them that much, then you get your money's worth.
Yep.
As far as the baked potato goes, you know, a little trick that I would do is microwave that bad boy for 10 minutes and then put it in the air fryer. And that way you get your crispy skin, but it finishes up a lot quicker because you don't really want to have it in there for 45 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which I did do for the video.
Right.
But more often than not, I'm not going to use the Foodie grill for baked potatoes because I don't have time. You know, you got all these people in your house, you're trying to build it up.
Right.
So, you know, it's just like any other air fryer, you know, in the aspect that, you know, it's tough to feed a whole family multiple dishes for a meal using one thing. Yep. You know, you don't use just one pan to make a whole meal.
Yep.
More often than not. I mean, there's one pan meals, but you know, you use, you know, your sauce pot, you use a frying pan, you don't use just one air fryer either. So you kind of, if you think about it that way, it makes it a little easier to kind of digest that, you know. I've done, you know, some asparagus with a steak, you know, but I mean, that's perfect dish for me, man. You get some nice, you know, salt, pepper, garlic rub on there or something like that. Just solid.
Yep.
But
amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff. It is. And again, all this can be found on your channel. I can't say it enough. I'm going to say it now. We'll roll this again over Christmas, after Christmas, because I think a lot of people are going to be buying that Ninja product, and it's a fantastic, fantastic product. And I've never tried any other, so I couldn't tell you if it better or worse. It doesn't. I don't know, but what I know is my experience has been fantastic. So, all right. And this one's completely left field question. You live in California. I'm not sure where, but and my battery's about to die. I just found out my MacBook is about to die. So I'm in illusion. You live in California, and you mentioned football. Are you a Raiders fan?
Let's see that right there.
I knew it.
But
hey,
that's not why. That is not why. I live in Southern California. All right. So I'm, east of LA, 45 minutes out there in the burbs, right? I did not have a football team. I'm a USC fan. Love USC, right? Whatever. Yep. I did not have a pro football team. Oh no. You're getting a Chiefs hat or something?
I don't want to lose you.
You're plugging in.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. But I live about 3.5 hours from Vegas, give or take, depending on how many potty stops my wife needs to make on the way there. Right. So once they moved to Vegas, I became a fan.
You weren't a fan before?
No. I was like, screw it. They're a new team, whatever. I love everything Vegas. It's my Disneyland. I love going there. I'm going there Christmas Day. We go there quite a bit. That, to me, I have a pro football team now. They became the Vegas Raiders. I got to support Vegas. There it is. So
I just had a feeling. I don't know why, man. I just had a feeling. I'm from Cleveland, so.
Oh, you guys are loving life right now.
I'm a Raiders fan.
Oh, dang.
Good for the Browns. Good for the Browns.
Good for the Browns. Okay, wow. All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm a Raiders fan. And I just had this feeling. I'm like, this guy's got to be a Raiders fan. He just got to be a Raiders fan. So,
yeah, anyway. I love John Gruden, too. He's a freaking nut job. I want to be coached by that guy for sure.
That's right. Awesome, man. There's so much more we could talk about. I was able to save my battery. So anybody watching this, I'm sorry I was zipping around here, but I was about to lose you on my battery, which is really cool that we've been on that long, for me at least. Hopefully everybody else has got something out of this. Let me, when I hit end, I'm not going to cancel both of us because I want to jump on with a few more. I want to make sure I get all your links and everything right for this post because I want to honor you that way. But for everybody else getting ready to see the end of this, man, thank you. This has been awesome. What a night. It's been really, really cool. And again, thank you for literally everything you do. It really, really is awesome for a guy like me that doesn't have the first clue what he's doing in the kitchen. As we've said, I got spices now.
That's awesome.
Now I'm starting to get a feel for times. And as you said, I'm learning a lot, which is fun I think for any guy that's watching this, or any wife that's watching this or listening to this that, is thinking about a gift for their husband. Give it a try. Like you said, Pizza Hut's a few
don't be afraid away.
Don't be afraid to shot, especially with those price drops that they have now. And I'm sure there's some Christmas deals. It's worth it just to give it a shot for your family. I think you'll be surprised what it can do. And it really needs to come with your link because that's the key to success with the Ninja Foodie. If I didn't have you, if I didn't have what you teach and your channel, man, I'm done. I'm probably burning stuff in there. And I've done that, as you said, like hash browns, man. I made some crispy hash browns that were so bad.
It's just flavor, man. It's just flavor.
But all that stuff, you're very good at that. So I can't praise you enough, man. And I want people to hear that. Get a Ninja Foodie. Use the links that we're going to provide you if you don't have them already. Get it for Christmas. Get it after Christmas sale, whatever you got to do. And then subscribe to my guy CJ's channel because it'll be the best thing you ever did. And your family's going to really, really enjoy it over the holidays. And if we all get stuck inside again for COVID 2.0 or whatever's next or nuclear war or something, I don't know.
Seriously.
Cook, man. Just have fun with your family. Make some meals. Sit around the table.
My favorite thing is getting the kids out there cooking with me.
It's fun.
Some of my videos, you got the two little ones in there. My daughter's helping me make a cake in it. Like dude, kids are a pain in the neck sometimes, but they're worth it.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome, man. I appreciate you so much. So for everybody getting ready to hang on for me, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, but we're not saying goodbye actually. So hang on for me. But thank you, man. This has been really fun. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, man. This is awesome.